Welcome to the Shootin The Que podcast presented by Heath Riles Barbecue with tips, tricks, and an inside look at some of the top pit masters in the game. Now here's your host, Heath Riles.
Welcome back to 2026 with a brand new episode of Shootin The Que. I'm Heath Riles today, and I'm joined my lovely wife, Candace. How are you doing today, honey?
I'm doing good.
Well, it's a new year. Couldn't be better. We're only a few days into it. I mean, what can I say?
Are you doing the new year, new me thing?
New year, new me. You know what? I keep telling myself in my head I am. I'm just going to be
What about
truthful.
dry January?
What is dry January?
I'm just asking the questions that people
ain't
might want to know.
There's no, I don't know where that come from. That's dumb. Whoever made that up.
I've been seeing it all over social media.
I appreciate those people for doing that, but I'm not one of them. Unfortunately, there's nothing dry about me at all, especially in the summertime.
You like those gin drinks? Gin's dry.
I know. Those gin drinks are good, but we did have a good New Year. We didn't do much. We just hung out, cooked a few burgers on the grill, had a couple drinks, and really
I didn't
just
drink anything. I don't think.
Did you not? I think I drank two. But we were in bed by what, 10 o'clock?
10 or 10:30 probably. I don't know. We don't really.
We don't stay up. I rung in the new year in my head. Literally.
We have a 3-year-old, but even before her, I don't feel like we were ever big New Year's people.
No, we had kind of stopped. I think we had got away from that. I think that comes maybe with
young age.
A young age of staying up and drinking half the night and doing all that. I just can't do it no more like that.
Well, and it's just not that I would drive anyways, but I just feel like it's safer to not be on the streets because there are people who are irresponsible and everything else.
Well, you just got to watch out for those people.
Sometimes you can't watch out.
I like it every now and then, but no, I'm not a late bird anymore. I just can't do it like that because no matter what time I go to bed, I'm going to be up 5:30. You know, I wake you up every morning like that when I get out of bed.
You do. You're loud. You're not quiet at all.
I mean, I'm up. Everybody else ought to get up.
I just wish that I would have known it was going to be that way because back when I was still working as a nurse and I had to get up at like 4:30 and get ready and leave the house before 6 a.m., I was always quiet as a mouse and not turning lights on and just being as quiet as I could because back then you were not awake at 5:30 every morning, but I was.
Well, things change
if I
as you get
could
older.
go back, yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Well, we are only a couple weeks away from one of my personal favorite events of the year.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be fitting without having the man himself, Mr. Ryan Eftink, in studio with us today to talk about the When Pigs Fly event.
Well, appreciate you having me down here. Like you said, a few weeks away, so running a little crazy right now, but we've got pretty much everything intact, ready to go. So pretty excited about that part.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. Before we really, we've had you on before to talk about the event, but for anyone new listening, how would you describe the event itself and their experience of walking in as a ticket holder?
So when you walk in, the first thing you're going to get when you walk through that ticket door is the aroma. The aroma, I had someone explain this to me last year, and they said, as soon as I walked past that turnstile, all I could smell was barbecue. He said, my mouth started watering. I started thinking about what I was going to get to be exposed to. And then you're hit right away at the door with samples. And he said, what you guys are doing is fantastic because most contests, when you walk in, you get that aroma, but then you don't get anything because you just get to walk by. Unless you're knowing someone at a spot, you're not going to get that barbecue right away. Whereas this event, and as you know, you've been there several times, you start getting food as the second the door is open.
You better have it ready.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, because they're asking for it for sure. Well, this year you've added a chance to win a Memphis In May prize pack. Is that right?
That's right. And that's the one thing. If you buy your tickets early, you get entered into a hat, basically, to be drawn out. And we're going to announce the winner the day of at When Pigs Fly. You're going to have a 2-night stay down at the Peabody. You're going to come down and hang out with you for a little bit down in your pit area. You're going to go to some other teammates that I know that have been gracious enough to offer up their back of house type style during Memphis in May. So it's kind of something that, I mean, when you offered that up to help us out with driving ticket sales. I was very thankful for it. And then all of a sudden, everyone else started chiming in and said, well, we'll let them come tour our place too. It's been a great partnership with the MW Smoker guys and you guys down there, the way you guys set up. It's an experience I want people to be able to see.
Well, I mean, you know, we've given away several Memphis in May like fundraising opportunities. I kind of got away from full-on catering at Memphis in May. I don't want to say that I've gotten too big to do that, but I don't want to feed 150 people. So doing these charitable events and try to win the contest. I mean,
I'm laughing because my thought process is I don't want to clean up after that 150 people anymore.
Well, you have such a focus on the contest. I don't want to take my mindset away from that, but I also want to be able to give back in a way that, and so donating these packages for 6 to 8 to 10 people, like I do, and do multiple of those, as you know, for different organizations, and they can come in and they can have a cocktail, they can eat something at my place and hang out and kind of feel it welcome, and you're kind of on your own. And I don't have to sit there and what I call babysit somebody or entertain them the whole time.
Exactly.
Because it's kind of hard. You know how it is at Memphis in May. It's so many people and nonstop. And for me, going through, 90-something slabs of ribs to sort through what I want.
96, I think, is what you said at the interview with the pitmaster. Was 96 slabs.
Well, it was like 90. Yeah, I think it was 96. It might be a few more than that this year. I might go 108 this year, just raise it on up.
Might as well keep raising that bar.
Why not?
I was one of the few that skinned those ribs.
Well, somebody
were sore.
Well,
now that you've been year 6 of the event, how have you seen the event grow and evolve from year 1 to now?
That first year, if there had been a fly on the wall that first year, they'd be like, how is this even going to work? Because that year we had so many barbecue teams. We had like 24 barbecue teams in there. We hadn't added the steak yet. We still did somewhat the version of the Heroes Cup, but it was just a helter-skelter type of event. And then a good friend of mine and yours, Bob Gonzalez, saw something. He goes, Ryan, you got something here. Let's see if we can hone this in. And I like the idea of the Heroes Cup because that first year we only had 4 Heroes teams. There wasn't any more than that. And as it went on each year, we saw that the heroes were turning in more into the focal point. And instead of doing a right-out judging everything, people were turning in just, I like this guy, I like that guy. They weren't looking at tenderness. They weren't taking the nice little printed-up judging cards we had for everybody that ended up on the floor and making a mess of everything. Instead, they were just, can you just check a box and we'd be done and just get back to drinking and eating barbecue? And so we started listening to what the fans were saying. And if you walk in, you're going to get that full experience. You're going to get the unbelievable food you've ever had from all the different pit masters. We've got 8 teams, 10 barbecue teams now. We've got an SCA event, which is a state competition. Brett and his crew will be running that. You don't get to taste the steaks from their competition area, but we do have an SCA experience going on. We've added a VIP event, which we started last year. And that VIP event, you guys, as the coaches, are actually preparing the first responders to go up and present your dish to the VIPs. So then they get to see, and you get to train a newbie, if you will, to go up and be you for 5 minutes. And which I think adds a little twist to it.
That's right.
But
well, you mentioned the teams and all that and how many you were doing. Let's talk about the coaches and the teams.
Oh, yeah. That's what everyone wants to know. I know.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. Let's hear it first here.
Oh, man.
So y'all, are you drawn or you've already drawn?
We've already drawn. We did it last week. You were asking about how we ring in New Year's. Well, that's how me and my team did it. We were sitting in the boardroom pulling out people's names. And so one of the team's names that always gets brought up is the Smokin Thighs and Saving Lives, and that's the team of nurses. You guys took them to first place a couple years back, and I think it was mutual. They worked just as hard as your crew did.
They're hard workers
harder.
for sure.
I mean, they were, yeah. They did a lot.
There's a few teams that really, really work hard there. You see it.
Yep.
And some of the fireman teams and the nurses, those are the hardest working teams.
Well, I think everybody works hard in a different way.
In a different way. Everyone has their space.
Yes.
And that's one thing I look at is like we don't just have it's a wide variety of first responders, and you're going to see that this year with one of the teams.
Let me say this. Let me back up and punt here. I guess they're taking their training and working as more of a team together. And that's what I mean like that. By other groups, they're kind of just, he's doing his thing, she's doing her thing. We're with the firefighters and the nurses, they're always like, okay, what are we doing? They devise a plan, and then they tackle it. They split it up and they tackle it. They look at it totally different than anybody else. And that's just the ones that I've been paired with previously, my experience.
Yeah, I think you got it spot on right there, to where they're used to working as a team. So that just brings it up. Well, they're paired with Tuffy Stone and Sonny this year.
Lucky guys.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun watching them work together, because it's Tuffy's first year being there. So we'll see what happens. But then on down to the Cape Private Ambulance, which they actually go as the CCPA Lifesavers, is what they're calling their team name this year. They're going to be paired up with JDQ and Jeremy Williams. So, and Josh and Jeremy, and then I think Justin West is coming in from Texas to help that team out as well. Then you go on down to the Cape Fire, which is their team name, which is the Cape Firefighters. I don't think you guys have been paired with them before. They've always been one of those teams, I think, that have been next to you or around you, and you see, because they rotate in. They're on call. They do, and so they take their 4 team members and put in another 4 team and just keep rotating out. So that's a little interesting. But they're paired with Big Jake this year, and which I know he was a team member of yours, and I felt bad. You can even tell a story. I gave Heath a call, Candace, and I apologize I didn't check with you first. And I said, I think Jake would be good to have on his own team. And he said, yeah, go ahead, man. And I just felt bad because I took one of your guys' heavy hitters.
Wow.
Man, Jake's a good guy. He can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we got old Bobby T coming down, and he is paired up with the SEMO Vets. They are an organization that I like. They do a lot in our community with different veterans associations.
We've been paired with them before.
You have. I think that was your
Ray Lynn?
first. No, she was with you with that, because the Marines weren't part of it then.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Ray Lynn was there. Yeah, good memory. Wow. And then on down, we've got a new team this year, which I'm pretty excited to announce. It's the Sykeston Police and Fire Department. They haven't been involved with this before, but they are going to be paired with Hey Girl Hey, Susie and Todd. And so that should be a good combination as well. They call themselves the Ash Kickers. So we'll see. And then we have the Marine Corps League. They're going to be paired up with Jonesy Barbecue and Megan Day. And they were the heroes that won it last year with you guys. And they're some hard-working individuals, but like you said, there's some teams that work well together, and there's some teams that like their own direction. And Ray Lynn was the one out there talking to everybody, I think, instead of helping work.
She does work, though. She don't
she
play
did
around.
both.
Yeah. And then now we're down to, we'll save you guys for last. You know anything? Probably put you guys on last. Well, we're going to talk, we got another new team, and I was talking to you about this earlier in your office, how we've got a new heroes team, and it's a truck service team. They're the first responders that go out and on bad accidents and help clean up, hazmat and stuff. It's something a little different. It's not typically what you think of a first responder at first, but they're the ones that run to the accidents, and they're the ones that are there to help and get things going as well. Midwest Trucking is going to be there, and they're based out of Scott City, which is just right up the road from our area. But they're going to be paired with the Blues Hog team, which is Reagan from down in Texas, and his buddy Josh Hale.
Oh boy, Reagan.
Mm-hmm. So they'll have some fun. And then last but not least, Heath Riles is going to be paired up with the Smokin Embers, which is the Gordonville and Jackson Fire Department. So you got a bunch of firefighters you're going to be working with this year.
Oh, yeah. Different team. It'll be good. Yeah. Be good. I'll just need to get in contact with them and tell them what we're doing.
Exactly. Just get them on your page and you'll be all right.
That's it. They'll be ready for it. I'm going to be more prepared this year than I normally am. That's my plan right now.
Well, I find that hard to believe, because I would say out of all the coaches that I've had in years past, you're probably one of the most prepared coaches I have. You're calling me 4 months, 5 months out. I think you even brought it up when I was down here at Memphis in May, even though you're deadly focused on those ribs. You even brought it up.
I just keep notes in my phone on everything that I do on event-wise. And when I leave an event, I take debrief notes. And then several months before the event, I'm looking at what I need to fix or change or do. I do that on just about everything. She'll tell you. I mean, I can go back to catering jobs from 2016. It's in my phone where I do all these jobs every year to year to year that I kept up with it. They changed it, and I went up in price every year. I mean, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, and so I kept going up every year, and I made sure I tracked it. I hit them $1,000 every year up. And finally, they were like, "You can keep going up. We're still going to use you." And I finally had to quit them.
I was going to say they still call every year,
They
and we
still
haven't
call
done it
right
in
now
years.
and still want me to come back. And I'm like, I can't say you can't afford me because they can definitely afford me, 110%.
Well,
but it was on my birthday weekend, and I wanted to stop.
yeah, we had a toy drive on your birthday weekend, I think, didn't we?
That's a little different. That's a little different. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a toy drive for the community for Christmas. Yeah. And that is something that I want to even make bigger for us personally, for me and my wife, is being involved with the community and having a small portion of being able to give back because I'm nothing's wrong, but adult can go work and do things that children can't. And it's hard to see, especially children at a young age, not getting that Christmas spirit. You know what I mean? And so being able to give that back, I was a big, everybody knows I was in the beer business for many years.
Yeah.
And the man that hired me started the Clydesdale Christmas store, and it's no longer around anymore, but I can remember them giving stuff to 1,500 families.
That's awesome.
For Christmas. And, you know, they'd be putting together 400 bicycles and all things like that. And that was just a really, really good, heartfelt thing to do, I think. And so when Candace kind of brought it up and we started working with the police department on doing something, that toy drive is something cool, and that's something we are going to try to do more of next year.
I was glad to be part of the part of that. It was a pretty cool event because we do a big toy drive back at our place, and it's like you said, the whole reason was the kids don't know that's why they're not getting toys, but now they can, and so. Well,
it don't matter who it comes from.
No,
to me in the end, I'm not trying to get any recognition from it. I just really think it's good to, those kids are the foundation of our communities at the end of the day, and being able to give them something on Christmas is nothing like that.
Yeah, it's the future.
For sure.
No, but far as barbecue now,
yeah,
fun stuff.
Well, tell me, what's a typical week look like leading up to the event? Because we're narrowing down to that right now. We're basically a couple weeks out from the event.
Yep.
So we wanted to bring you in to kind of give everybody kind of ears on it. Tell us what it's like a week before the event. What all goes on? What do you have to do?
Week before is like radio interview, TV interview, all these interviews leading up to it. I've been on some podcasts leading up to it, even that. And because, like, to me, what people don't realize is the amount of talent that's underneath that one roof. And if you're in barbecue competition world, if you're in it and you're within 5 hours of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, you ought to come, because this is an experience. And we've had the legends there. I mean, we've had the old school barbecuers that were down with Mike Mills and all those guys.
Mr. Pat Burke usually comes every year and visits and does around.
And that, to me, I think that was probably when I saw him walking around, that was pretty cool. But it's where we got the new era of barbecue competitions there with the barbecue teams. Then we've got the coaches there. There's just a level of barbecue, I don't know what you want to call it, if not excellence, but talent. But I would say excellence, because the people that are there, they've been in the business for a while. They're up and coming as well. And they're there because they want to help raise money for the first responders. And so leading up to it, as far as I got to make sure all the meat's there, I'm working with a local farmer who's part of the Delta Guilds, and they're actually helping out with a lot of the proteins that we're doing this year. You're pulling some of your connections, helping us out with some side items as well, and I appreciate that. But as far as just making sure the venue, where we do this at, is a D1 basketball school. So guess what? They have a basketball game Thursday night.
Oh, wow.
So right after the game, all those guys come out, and we start ripping up the floor.
So do you have to be a part of the floor team?
Oh, thank God, no. but I do get to come up and witness it. It is impressive how fast they can take that floor down. But they'll take it down, and they'll have all the booth spaces start to be set up first thing that morning. And so they'll work through the night. They'll have an overnight, and then allow me to start bringing in the smokers. and we'll put in the barbecue. We're doing Smokin Brothers is doing the barbecues and the 30 premieres for the barbecue teams. We're doing the Infernos, which you haven't seen the Infernos much. We haven't had much marketing behind that. It's a hot and fast grill when it comes to pellet grills. I've melted grill grates before with it. It'll get over 1,000 degrees. Those are for the steak cooking teams. And then you guys are going to be cooking on the 2400s, the bark cooker from Meyer Mixon that we redesigned and relaunched as the Generation 3 Bark 2400s. That's what you guys will be cooking on. We'll also have some overflow spaces out there with my verticals that you guys can have access to where if you don't have enough Cambro space, you need some warmers, we'll have those, that our verticals and our shack will be out front where there'll be access to other teams as well. But it's kind of like the calm before the storm on Wednesday, and then once Thursday after the ball game, it's wild.
I bet. I completely bet it is.
Is there usually a game that close to? I feel like in the past you haven't mentioned that, but maybe, I guess it just depends on the year.
It depends on the year.
Yeah.
I mean, every year I'm fighting with the university on trying to get that weekend put together, and unfortunately falls during the shed. The sheds cook, and this year was lucky enough. I was able to either voice my opinion loud enough, and we're no longer on the same weekend as the shed. So if you're thinking you got to go to one or the other, you ain't got to. You just come on down to us and go hit them the weekend before.
Wow, that would have been. I didn't realize they wasn't on the same weekend. Did you get any signups from anyone that usually goes that way?
I got a lot of steak cookers coming in for that. For some reason, our barbecue submissions were down this year. We usually typically have about 100 submissions for this contest. We only had about 45 to pick from this year, and so it was a little bit different than what we typically do. But we were also in a growing process with adding Gateway drums to our lineup, which I know you and I talked about that before. But that has really turned on a lot of different avenues that we weren't expecting to have to try to funnel through and do things with. It kind of put us behind the 8 ball on getting information out on when pigs fly. We think that might have to do something with the lower amount of teams. Mm-hmm. But as far as the teams that we got coming, they're from all over. We got Ohio team, we've got Grenada team, we've got there was one local team that applied, but they had already been in it. And I always like having new barbecue teams there. It just helps, shows a different aspect, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that's helped out a lot is the casino. The casino stepped up the last couple of years, and they just witnessed it 2 years ago. They came on as a full bore sponsor this past year, and the hype that they bring in with it has just been a lot of fun to get the locals excited. But going back to like what I was telling you about the legends coming up and getting people from all over to come up. I've had people come up from Nashville. I've had people come down from Chicago. So it's not just a local event that's going on that day.
Well, that is really good. Well, you kind of brought up a deal, and I was going to ask you about Smokin Brothers actually acquired Gateway Drums in early of 2025. Tell us a little bit about what you can about that process and why you want to do that.
Well, I guess if you ask my wife, it's because I don't like sleeping. But no, when Tim had first approached me about it, it was back in August of 2024. And he had mentioned he saw what we did with Myron's Grills and really liked how we were able to keep the name and build on what was there. And that was kind of his thought, was like, if this is what you want to do, he goes, I want to make sure it goes to someone that I know is going to build it. And so we started talking, and the more him and I talked, to realize he wasn't just wanting me to build it. He was wanting me to take it over. And so then we got together on a price, and it's a different animal than what pellet grills are by far. I mean, you're using charcoal, lump wood. I mean, you name it, you're not using pellets. It's not a flip a switch. It's get your lighter and start lighting up that fuel. But from the sales side of it, it got me excited. Because this product, it's well known in the competition world. Not the backyard yet. It's not there yet. It needs education. Yeah. And that's what I want to bring. And that's what I'm trying to get done this year. You're going to see a lot of education coming out on the drums. And because you and I both know they're great cookers.
Oh, they cook. Can't knock them at all.
But you don't
At
see them
all.
in the backyards as often as you should.
That's right.
And a lot of that comes down to the education. And just people look at that and like, I don't know if I really know how to want to work this, but there's some other companies out there that had that same problem in the beginning when they came out. But they got through it with education. And
That's right.
And we're going to lean on that this year. And bring our experience from the backyard on what Smokin Brothers has done in the backyard, bring it to Gateway and raise both brands.
I like what I'm hearing.
I mean, I know most everybody's probably seen it, but you actually surprised Heath with the custom Gateway drum at the Jack Daniels, which currently lives inside at our farm for now.
That was probably one of my highlights of 2025. And it was pretty cool. On that project, we worked with one of your affiliate, no, not affiliates, ambassadors. Ronnie
He's such
Debo.
a unique individual.
Yes, he is.
He is.
And I first took him the project, and Mitchell had a lot of hand on that as well. And it was whenever we started working, him and I came up with some concepts. With Ryan, I think I got an idea. I was like, all right. And no offense to you, Heath, we decided to take you out of it. And we said, you know what? We've got an idea. We've got a concept. I'm just going to take it down to him at the Jack and surprise him with it. And by your reaction, I knew we nailed it.
It's probably one of the baddest paint jobs I've ever seen on one. And now Reagan, I think you're doing him a Houston one, right?
We're doing him a Houston Rodeo one.
I mean, and he's such a man. That dude there's so crazy. He's
He-
such a good dude. Such a good dude.
And I would not admit this, but if you know Reagan, then it's okay to admit this. He sent me pictures of his bare feet.
Oh yeah.
He's got his tats on there ready. He goes, if he can do that.
I've never seen another man like at the Jack. He was barefooted the whole time.
The whole time.
And no matter what contest he's at, Memphis in May, he's barefoot the whole time.
Yeah.
He's walking, stepping on stuff. No matter if it's 110 degrees on the pavement or if it's 20 degrees outside, he's barefooted.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he's going to be there. He's going to be there.
I
in
did.
shorts.
To each their own.
He'll be barefoot at the Show Me Center.
He's caveman. That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He lives a caveman lifestyle.
Yeah. And now we've got several styles of custom, several levels of custom style drums. Because a lot of people didn't realize what that one took. And Ronnie had over 40 hours of work into that one drum.
Really?
Yeah. And but at the same time, like I said, that was one of my highlights. One, just being at the Jack. I mean, that's an experience I don't think you can ever describe.
Was that your first time there?
That was my first time there. And I've driven through it. I haven't ever stopped and been part of that. And I still can't say I've actually experienced all the Jack because I did leave early, but I had to get back for that volleyball game for my daughter. So, but it was
Lynchburg is a special place.
it was
Holland's
awesome.
A little bit different, for sure. So far, what kind of response have you gotten from customers since adding Gateway to your lineup?
It's been mixed. It has been one of those things where I've had some people that are very loyal Gateway people that were very reserved about it. They weren't sure, and that was part of me going down to the Jack because I knew most of the competitors know Gateway. They know Tim, and so I went down to the Jack. And if you had a Gateway drum on your site, I made sure I came in and said hi. That's the one thing that I want people to know, that it's in good hands. As far as my own dealers, I've had a great response with them, and they weren't even familiar with a drum. They had no clue. Majority of my dealers didn't know what a drum was. And so, because like I've got a wide variety of dealers that carry Smokin Brothers grills. So it's not just your barbecue specialty shop. I've got your outdoor power shop. I've got a meat shop. I've got a muffler shop. I've got hardware store. I mean, it's not your typical, usually when you think barbecue specialty stores, that's where Smokin Brothers and Gateway should live. Whereas most of Tim's dealers before us were barbecue specialty shops. And so we've added a new wrinkle, but a lot of my dealers, which you'll get to meet some of them that weekend, but they're excited and their sales show it. Because it gives them two things to sell that aren't the same brand name, but yet the same quality.
And that makes a lot of sense.
So what else is coming up for Smokin Brothers? Anything else in 2026?
We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I'm excited about it, and that's part of the reason why we did Memphis. We had a big thing for Memphis in May this year. We're going to be announcing some things right around Memphis in May time. My staff would kill me if I said anything right now about it, but I'm looking forward to Memphis in May this year just for that. And
Be here before we know it.
yes, it will.
We actually had a long conversation about it yesterday with the team and all that, and really looking into it. It will definitely be here before you know it. It being January now, it will definitely be here before you know it.
It goes quick, so quick.
Yeah. Ugh, I don't even want to think about it.
So what's on your event schedule? Any events that you know you're going to be?
We're going to be hitting all the major barbecue ones this year, which most of the time, like if you go out, like you really never seen Smokin Brothers at the barbecue events.
Yeah.
Last year was our first year sponsoring the Juniors Q at Memphis in May. We're doing that again this year. We're going down to the rodeo, the Houston Rodeo Livestock
Good
Show.
experience.
It's one of those I've never been. I've got several pits in use down there, and I've been invited several times by them.
You should go.
Yes, you should.
And that's it's our anniversary weekend, actually, that I'm taking my wife down, and she's going to be so excited for our 14th anniversary to be down there in barbecue world.
What is the date this time?
February.
It's
all-
the
it's
last weekend in February, and it goes into
Saying-
March.
Yeah, I know it's February.
Yeah,
I
'cause
just-
March
we have
3rd is
some
actually the
conflicts
anniversary.
there. We've been torn about.
Yeah, we're
that.
trying to figure out everything too. But we've only been once to that event, and I came home with some very custom expensive boots, so beware.
Oh, I'm going to need some new boots. I've been doing a lot of working with these. So.
Well, there's going to be a lot of
You won't wanna wear
opportunity
these
for
to
you to
work.
design them yourself.
You can put Smokin Brothers and Gateway on the sides of them.
Oh, man. Got some flames and everything else.
You really can.
You can
She has a pair with a
pick
my
anything
logo
you
on
want
it, and
about them.
She's got like some memorabilia type boots that she purchased. She purchased them. I did not. All I know is they showed up 7 months later, 8 months later.
Take a while, but
Yeah, I imagine they got quite a few people that run through that show. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people there.
Well, this was in a tent there. This was not. They were going to have a show. They were set up in a
tent.
team
Specific
booth.
In a
tent.
team-specific tent.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's-
Yes.
Mm.
They had like maybe a 12 by 20 inside a tent.
Wow. I've heard it's big.
It's
You
crazy.
have no clue.
It's
If you think
nothing
Memphis in
like-
May is like a baby
Nothing.
barbecue,
It really is. It's
baby
crazy.
barbecue. I hate to say it like that anymore, but it's like a baby barbecue compared to Houston.
Oh, man. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if
something.
my wife will, but
And everyone is so nice. The police officers and the people, the parking, the getting out.
Well, it's
but don't leave
Texas.
nothing in your car. It is Houston.
yeah, it is Houston.
You
That's
know, maybe not there at the event, but whatever hotel you stay at or whatever, don't leave it in your car.
Jesse, that's putting us up that week. He's bought 2 of my shacks, and he says because he had a big old custom built charcoal pit and all that, and he said it can cook twice as much as one of your shacks, but no one wants to use that big custom pit of it. They just want to use your shack, so I need a second one. I was like, all right, and he goes, well, you're coming down to Houston though. And I was like, all right, I'll be there. So that's who I'm going to be hanging out with.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that. So besides Houston, what else is on the agenda? You'll do Memphis in
May.
You'll do the Royal.
Going to do the Royal, maybe the Jack as well, and then talking about we've got some other avenues we're looking at that aren't barbecue related to that we're going to, which I'll talk to you later about. It's pretty interesting what's on the horizon, not necessarily for 2026, but for 2027. And but like the main reason why I want to go to all the bigger events is because that's where a lot of things happen as far as when it comes to the competition world. But I want to get back to education. Yeah. And who knows more about the drums than the competition world? They know more about the drums than anyone else. And so I want to make sure that we're getting out there, talking to those customers and making sure we can relay what they've learned to the new customers that we're trying to get into the Gateway drum life.
It makes a lot of sense. I'm sure you could pick up some good footage and tips from drums and pit masters just walking around a contest and filming it.
Yeah, we're going to be announcing a big event to go with Competition Barbecue at When Pigs Fly. So if you're a drum cooker out there, be sure to be tuning in to When Pigs Fly because you're going to like what you see.
I like what I'm seeing. So remind everybody again where they can purchase tickets at When Pigs Fly.
You can go to our website, smokinbrothers.com, click on When Pigs Fly event. It'll take you right where you can purchase it. You can purchase at the door, or if you're close enough to our retail store in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, You can purchase them right at our store, but you can do it online. They've got will call as well. You can get it right through there through our website.
Well, is there anything else you want to say about the event before we wrap up today?
It's a one-of-a-kind event, and if you're just thinking about being there, be there.
I have to 100% agree with Ryan here. If you're in the area or have a few hours and getting your wife or girlfriend or both out of town for the weekend and carrying them to the casino and getting adjoining rooms, if that's your thing, the casino is a place to stay there. We love the casino. Super clean, super nice.
Yes.
Food's great.
The room we had last year was a cool room.
I mean, really nice.
Lyle and his team put on a great event center there.
And, of course, I have to mention a hidden gem.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had this yet, but
And
I keep hearing about it.
I will go there. If you go to Cape Girardeau, you have to go to Relish Sandwich Shop.
Yep,
Just
right
trust me when I say that.
Haven't
Take the
been.
trip. It's downtown, right not far from the casino, up on the downtown, all the little shops.
Right on Main Street.
Right on Main Street. Go to Relish Sandwich Shop. Just trust me on that one. When I say a banger sandwich, everything is killer.
It is. I totally agree with you.
Well, we'll see y'all. I'll see everybody at the Cape Girardeau Win Pigs Fly event coming up, and we'll see y'all next week on another episode of Shootin The Que.
If you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media channels. Leave us a review if you've enjoyed the show, and until next time, keep shooting the Que.